Days Gone is the latest exclusive game on PlayStation, following in the footsteps of God of War, Spider-Man, and all the other great games of last year. And it's pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's as good as any of the other exclusives, but it's certainly better than the Order 1888, that's for sure. The map is quite large. We're currently in a post-game save after the main story, so we'll try and avoid any story spoilers that are kicking around. Suffice to say, there are multiple maps and regions to explore, lots of side missions to do. Primarily what I want to show off is the horde combat, and I'm probably going to destroy my bike doing that. Because the horde and zombie stuff is pretty much the best stuff that the game does. Oh, that's a dog. No, don't eat me. Don't eat me. The game is able to get a large number of enemies on screen at one time, and zombies are properly threatening in this. I need to destroy that for a side mission. I'm a lot stronger now, being at the end of the game, but certainly to begin with, 3 to 4 zombies will probably kill you if you don't take your time, line up your shots, save your ammo, get spacing between them, stuff like that. And as you progress further, then you'll find bigger and bigger crowds and groups, but you'll also get significantly better weaponry, which makes it a lot easier to stand your ground and fight. But what I want to show off are the hordes, because there are areas of the map. There's about 24 of them left in this post-game save, where there are huge numbers. Oh, there they are. Huge numbers of enemies, and these are easily the best part of the game. Like, there are multiple story missions where you're forced to take on these crowds, and if I slow down for a moment, they will eat me, even with a fully upgraded character. So what you want to do is you want to try and lure them into clumps through narrow choke points, through windows. Oh boy, they're actually going to... Oh boy. Vault over things and do parkour, because they're not quite as fast at climbing things as you are, and get space so you can throw Molotovs, grenades, pipe bombs, things that you can craft and use to try to save yourself. Oh, go through the door. Or don't. As you can see, if you mess up, they can kill you pretty fast. I mean, obviously I intended to show off the lethality of the hordes by dying really quickly. Yep, that's definitely what I intended. But hey, gives me time to talk about the story. The story writing's fine. The game world has lots to see. There are plenty of missions. I think that it took me about 35 hours to do everything in the game. Like, there is plenty to do. I don't want to go into the storylines tab to show it because there are spoilers there, obviously. But I did pretty much every single mission that is available to me over the course of the game. And they're all on YouTube if you want to see any of them for an example of how they go. They're pretty standard fare. Drive to a place, find things, find bad mans, shoot them. You know, it's nothing particularly unique, but it's fun enough for the playstyle. You also have stuff like scavenging for supplies and ammunition. Like, for instance, before I go and find another one of those hordes, I might try and look for some more supplies for making things. You've got Witcher vision, you know, Batman vision, whichever vision you want to call it. So you can spot for enemies once you upgrade it. You can spot for supplies. There's stealth mechanics, bushes you can hide in. It's perfectly fine, is how I would describe this game. I'm going to take that airbag. You can craft weapons, you can craft upgrades to melee weapons you find in the world, which will break. You can craft stuff like more Molotovs or pipe bombs. You can find frag grenades and flashbangs from military checkpoints. You know, there's plenty to do. Like, this is very much one of those kind of games I would say is a good way of calibrating your 7 out of 10 scale. Like, this is a perfectly good game. It's just not something that's going to set the world on fire, nor something I'd say you need to buy at full price. Apparently there is some free DLC coming in June, which would be nice. They'll be adding more hordes, bike challenges, combat challenges. Fighting against humans is fine. I mean, they take cover and pop their head out at regular intervals so you can shoot them, like pretty much every other third-person shooter ever. The map is big. There's lots of collectibles to find, though gratefully you don't have to find them all for the platinum, just 75%. And getting around on your bike is quite fun. It's a little bit annoying at the start having to refuel your bike regularly, but there are upgrades that mitigate that. Like, at the moment, my tank is, I think, 7 times bigger than at the start of the game, which makes it a lot easier just to go out for a drive. And bike combat itself is handled pretty well with a generous auto aim when you're riding about. Like, yeah, it's just a solidly good game. If you get easily annoyed by stuff like characters being idiots in cutscenes. I mean, there's not many games you can play where that doesn't happen. The biggest things I'd fault it on would be that once you're at the part I'm at where I'm facing off against the remaining hordes in the world, I don't have much incentive to go and do that because I'll unlock some extra guns when I've already got pretty darn good guns, so I don't really need more. And the prospect of scavenging for supplies and ammunition to take on 24 of these hordes are left of the something like 40 or so that are in the base game, it's kind of something I don't necessarily want to do. Again, I'll probably come back to it if it's free on PlayStation Plus down the line. But now I've finished the story, I don't see myself ever replaying this. Like, the progression system makes it so it would be kind of hard to go back to a fresh save and start over. You wouldn't really be happy with how your character controls, the bike controls, quality of life upgrades, stuff like that. So it doesn't have a huge amount of replay value. But I mean, getting 35 hours out of it for the price you're paying is normally pretty good anyway. And the only other thing I've been having issues with is since the last patch, I have had several crashes. The game has frozen on 2 occasions over the course of the playthrough, and in the last week I've had 2 occasions where saving the game causes my console to hard lock and reset itself and turn off, which isn't great. A couple other people have reported that as well, but again, it's something that was apparently fixed in the patch, which ended up causing it for me. But I'm sure they'll patch it out by the time you get around to it too. So yeah, I'd say buy on sale. You probably couldn't rent it because it's a pretty long game. You wouldn't finish it over the course of a rental period. But yeah, like I'd pay, I'd say 35, 40 euros for this. I'd be happy with that. Maybe not 70, but if you get the ability to trade stuff in towards it or just wait for it to be on sale because there's a lot of other good games out, then I definitely recommend playing it through. It's absolutely worth a playthrough at some point. But I mean, the other thing is that if you haven't played them so far this year, Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil 2 are both staggeringly good games, and you should probably play those first. Well, that's pretty much it for the review. Thanks for watching.